it's interesting to watch migration.
I concur. Are they going over state lines? Are they coming into Florida? Are they leaving Florida? I mean, there's all of those variables at play.
Where are most of the trucks coming from? Are you seeing a pretty frequent amount of downsizing going on? No one really likes to move.
It's not that fun. Can I just teleport myself there and get all my stuff? That'd be lovely.
All right, so welcome back to the Rentals Team Podcast. I have a very special guest, Miss Anna from White Glove Moving and Storage. I'm so glad that you were able to make it.
I love the fact that we're here collaborating and talking, and I got the extensive tour.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
That's right, you haven't been here yet.
Well, I was in the main space, and then that was it. And I got to see all the historic photos of Vero and everything that makes this place so special. It was excellent.
Nice. Did you catch all the little slogans?
Yes. I love it. Positivity everywhere in the Rentals team.
Well, we have worked together in some capacity referring clients for probably 12 to 15 years.
Yep, more than a dozen years.
Welcome, and I would like to just kind of talk about, I'm just going to kind of dive into, some moving questions that we get sometimes from clients.
Sure.
With maybe just starting off with the luxury and packaging and moving some of the luxury type buyers.
Yes, and fortunately, where we are in South Florida, there is no shortage of that. And in a post-COVID world, we see that there is an uptick of folks that are really wanting to be kind of hands-off anymore in the process. And so at White Glove, we're really proud of the fact that celebrating 23 years in business, we were already teed up to be able to offer that. And yet now it's something that people are really enjoying and taking advantage of. So when it comes to the luxury side of things, White Glove lives up to its name. We believe in attention to detail, being meticulous in communication, and of course, having the proper tools to ensure that the job is done right. And usually that all starts by going on site, whether that's in person or virtually using FaceTime, Zoom technology, what have you, and understanding the customer's expectations, getting a lay of the land, getting the proper measurements. I mean, when we're going on site, we're not just looking at the contents, though those are very important. We're also looking at what type of driveway do they have? Can a truck drive onto those pavers? Are there beautiful, ornate, low tree branches that makes it impossible for a large truck, depending on their ultimate destination? Same type of questions are then asked about destination. So those are all the things that we happily account for when we're able to address the client's needs.
Destination, you're talking about they're going from a single family home to a high-rise condo.
Correct.
Or
vice versa.
Yeah, elevators and all the different things.
Are they going over state lines? Are they coming into Florida? Are they leaving Florida? I mean, there's all of those variables at play. And you got to think a lot of these condo associations, homeowners associations, they have rules. Right? They have rules as to how you can reserve an elevator if it's a condo scenario. They have hours of operation you're allowed to come into. A lot of them say no weekends. And again, having decades of experience under our belt, we typically already know the rules.
Right. And then they obviously on the elevators, there's some elevators are outfitted to have a taller opening.
That's correct.
They can remove some things to make it easier for you guys too.
That's right. And so we do our legwork to ensure that come moving day, it's a smooth process.
I love operations and I love efficiency. I think the corner of the market of efficiency is Chick-fil-A, actually.
They do.
But you guys are right there and it really was the person that came to the home, met the family, met the pets, did all this, inventorying and understood their expectations, kind of educated them, us on
what to expect.
And it really, really made everything smooth.
And those same notes are brought back to operations. So we know what we are going to be coming across from a pet standpoint, from a family standpoint. Though we focus on our ability to help with relocations, big and small, a lot of what we deal with in South Florida is the senior market, right? We have aging parents and loved ones, and they might need to transition from a home into a senior living community. And that's a very sensitive situation, right? So having somebody that comes out, it gives you an accurate price,
right,
time frame, all of that, then brings back that data to the team so that come move day, we're having our senior certified trained movers on that particular job, right? And that we have coordinated so that the loved ones can take mom, dad, aunt, what have you, out for a stroll or an afternoon, so that once we get everything in and situated, it's all seamless. That is one of the many facets of White Glove that separates us from the pack.
So did you guys have to do, like if there's like special rugs, artwork, high-end, chandeliers that they're for one reason or another taken with them?
Yeah.
You guys have a team that probably packs that up.
That's right.
First or early.
Yes. Well, it all depends on the structure of the move, because we're very fortunate that we have a good sized team. We have 52 full-time employees and 16 trucks in our fleet, all of assorted sizes. So if we have to get everything done in a 2-day stretch, we can. Some things that are hardwired and ornate, such as a large chandelier, that would need to be orchestrated in advance. And again, we help every step of the process in this way. But what I believe helps really ensure the peace of mind on the customer's end is the fact that we're doing all of our own creating. We're handling everything from start to finish. We're not outsourcing. And so that really does ensure that you're getting that white glove love from start to finish.
The other thing that I noted is you guys were properly staffed. When the guys came, I want to say we were a 2,500 square foot home. So we weren't like a 10,000 square foot home. And there were, I think, 5 guys. 5 to 6. But that just made it where they could team up appropriately. And like, I'm not kidding. We were, when you guys moved us to our new home, mind you, all of our some of our stuff was in your storage. Half of our household goods was in your storage. The other half was in a condo. So by 9 o'clock, you guys were at the condo and had brought everything to the new home, packed up everything, assembled beds, everything. You guys were driving away by 11.
Isn't that brilliant?
So from half of our belongings in a storage, the other half in a condo that was being lived in the night before.
Right.
And
like we slept, we woke up there.
and then everything put together in the new home with 2 families. That was remarkably smooth and a lot of different moving parts. So
yeah, we take a lot of pride in that. And again, we have the manpower to make it happen. Our men are trained, they care. They care about the customer. They care about the items. This is their career, right? And we reward them handsomely. There is a team environment. And again, everything has been conveyed. They understand that this is sensitive. We're consolidating. We're putting 2 families into one. How can we be efficient? And when we're able to add that additional manpower, your price didn't change.
No.
The only thing that changed was the ability for you to get settled in that much faster at destination. And again, we're in South Florida. It gets hot,
right?
So if we're able to start early and finish early and still stay in budget for our customer, everyone is winning.
And they were also happy. Like they were having a good time. And my mother-in-law is a little bit of a jokester.
Woo woo! Yes.
so
I love when our customers engage, and so much of people often ask, is tipping customary? And it's encouraged, right? Any service it's encouraged, and to that point, no one wants to tip if you have a bad restaurant experience, right? If the waiter isn't kind and engaging, you're like, well, I'm just not sure. And all the more where our movers understand that this is a big day for our customer, and they want it to be fun and positive and have that good feedback in the end.
Well, being in the real estate industry, as long as I've been, it's selling, buying is and doing as many times we do a year. It's highly emotional.
Yes.
And so I can definitely see the same being part of your business too. So they're not, everyone's not always, at least in the real estate side, they're not always their best human.
Right. They're overwhelmed with emotions.
Right.
Yeah. And the circumstances aren't always exciting that you have to move or sell.
Right.
So to that point, you're absolutely right.
You guys have handled, so seeing it firsthand was definitely really nice.
That warms my heart. I'm so proud of my team.
So what are some other special maybe considerations when moving?
Well, I think that some of the services that White Glove offers has really developed because of the need that we see when our clients are in that relocation process. So one of the things that we're really proud of is our installation, right? So now you're in your new place, and we had just discussed how much I love all of your artwork that was a nod to a bygone era right here in Indian River County in Florida. And people have a lot of prized possessions like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be expensive. It's just meaningful.
Right.
And so how often when you've moved, or in your youth when you've moved, has those photographs and those paintings just stayed on the ground for quite a while?
Right.
It's just like a thing. And at White Glove, we can double back and we do professional art installation. And so we believe that that's a really nice service for our clients. One of the things that sets us apart as well is that we have no minimums. So after 1 hour, we bill in 30-minute increments. So from a local standpoint, you fall in love with something at our restoration hardware outlets or at a big box store, and you want it to be brought to your home. You don't want to deal with it trying to fit it into your vehicle or get it up your stairs. White Glove can do just that and properly place it. Piano moving, which is a big deal. I mean, that's a specialty in and of itself. And just some of the certifications, again, working with our aging community, the sensitivity that requires, as well as our ability to let customers do some of the work ahead of time if they wish. Right. Because sometimes when you're downsizing or you're going to another state, the things that you have for Florida or vice versa isn't going to fit in the new space.
Right.
Or if you're downsizing, you don't need all that stuff. You might want to donate some things. We do box packages, and we give customers some really great insight on what they're going to need based on the size of their home, and allow them to come pick up and get deep discounts for those materials so that they can get that head start. Those are all real great perks depending on the customer's needs.
Are you seeing, regarding you kind of brought it up, downsizing, are you seeing a pretty frequent amount of downsizing going on?
I believe that the number one move that we're seeing in this particular economic climate coming out of, just say, the bulk of 24 and the end of 23, because of what happened with interest rates and so forth, was a huge shift in the downsize, right? So it only made sense to do that move if, in fact, they were going to get rid of some of the overhead and the headache from just sheer size alone.
Right.
So that was the most common that we had seen. It wasn't as much of I'm ready to upgrade, our family's expanding. A lot of times they're of an age that they're able to kind of do a lot of that on their own.
Right.
For the most part, it was that downsizing scenario.
Are you guys doing, you may not know all this off the top of your head, so are you guys doing like a lot of national moves, or a lot of local moves, or?
I would say a bulk of our business is in fact the long distance. We're proud to be an interstate agent with Beacon's Van Lines. They're celebrating more than 130 years in the moving industry. So it was horse-drawn carriages back then. And even in that bygone era, people didn't want to move themselves.
Right.
And so there is a huge uptick of people that found Florida and are leaving. Lack of seasonality, higher.
Where are they going? If you were I know there's
a bulk of people are going to the Carolinas, and it's almost a dead split as between North and South Carolina. And we affectionately refer to y'all as halfbacks, and that is sweet. It is a term of endearment. But there is a huge amount of folks that are going to Alabama and Texas.
Wow.
Yep. And a lot of people that are used to Florida, that love Florida, are going like to the farthest end towards Pensacola in the Panhandle and accepting great jobs in the Alabama market presently.
Which is like, I kind of kid, but not kid. It's like the Panhandle is a lot of times I call Southern Alabama.
For sure. Yeah.
So
a lot of people do. But you're still in Florida.
Right.
You know, you still have, you know, your same leadership and the things that they wanted, but they took those big jobs. There was a fragment of NASA that went to, opened up a big satellite location there in Alabama. So there was the need for that, as well as Texas is very business friendly and folks saw some good opportunities there too.
Where are most of the trucks coming from?
Well, there is a huge part of California that loves themselves some Florida.
Yeah.
And we love them.
Yes.
There is still the Northeast, New York, New Jersey. I mean, Florida has perpetual sunshine and palm trees. No matter how you look at it, no state income tax. There's a lot of incentives.
We started seeing after the pandemic or during the pandemic, we knew we were starting to get some California, but what was also interesting is we started getting some Texas.
Yes.
Because according to some of the Texans that were coming to Florida,
they felt pushed out by the Californians.
Right.
I know. I've heard those stories too.
So it's an interesting, I'm not it's interesting to watch migration.
I concur.
Same thing. We've had it for decades from South Florida.
Oh yeah. And that hasn't stopped.
The our website traffic on our team site, we get 50% of our traffic on our website comes from South Florida, just as much as the Northeast, which was kind of striking. But
well, you have to think that parts of South Florida have a larger population than some of the states in the Northeast, right? And they're able to sell, and they're getting no less than $1 million, and they're able to come up here for some deals still exist
better
where
value.
They're that have the cash and away they go. And in that cash scenario, having the size team that we do and the ability to hang on to things short term in our climate humidity controlled facility when needed puts a different fire on the realtor and the seller than it does in a traditional transaction, right? A cash buyer can dictate terms and want things done a lot faster. Right. And as a result, who can move and get them all situated in that type of time frame? White Glove can.
Yeah, for sure. No one really likes to move.
It's not that fun. Can I just teleport myself there and get all my stuff? That'd be lovely.
So you guys really make something that is probably one of the least desirable things to do. You guys make it easy for people. Give me a funny story, like something like an unsuspected story that happened.
Buddy Dawson, rest in peace, my dear buddy, also known formerly as Franklin. He actually had the opportunity to go into a famous actress's home and did not know that that's the home that he would be going into to be able to help perform the move and give her an accurate estimate. And so she had this beautiful, large, I think it's a parrot, the large red bird. Not toucan Sam, but okay, so it looks a little bit like a toucan Sam. It's a large red bird and it has the green on his feathers and so forth. So anyway, so the bird is like flying around the house the whole time as he's trying to do the bid. Right. And then he walks into the one room and it's like full of all the Emmys and Tonys and he's like, and then the bird just sort of lands on his shoulder and stays with him at the rest of the time, just as he's walking about. And he's sending me selfies and he picks up one of the statues like, this is happening right now.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And good news, we did the move and it was flawless. It was excellent. And we knew come moving day to remind her to put the bird away because we're going to not want to lose him. That's super important.
And I'm sure the guys would be like, what is going on?
What on earth? Ma'am, your bird is on the sofa that we're trying to take down the stairs. But what a hoot. And so you just never know what you're going to expect and the circumstances, but by golly, my men get to see a lot of things.
White Glove name, there's this somebody could assume that the price is elevated above and beyond what a normal competitor would be charging. And I can say, just as a repeat customer, you guys were very competitive and offered, the white glove service. So it wasn't like inflated for whatever, reason.
Not whatsoever.
So,
it doesn't change based on the zip code or anything like that. And, as folks are considering hiring a professional mover and looking at different bids, it's important that a lot of our competitors have small print that have an additional fee for the truck. By golly, I would assume the truck was included, right?
Right.
It is with mine. There's a different fee if you choose to move on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Most people want to move on a Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Right.
We charge no additional fee. The price is the price. Furthermore, it's what we don't do that I think helps sets us apart as well. We have no credit card processing fees.
Okay.
Most competitors do at a tune of 3 to 5% on top of a move, depending on the size of the move. That's many hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
We have no change date fees. We just ask for communication. We have no deposit required, which is completely unheard of, especially if you're coming from South Florida.
Right.
And we just believe in being fair and ethical and giving our customers every opportunity to feel good about choosing white glove throughout that process. And the thing I believe that, yes, we live up to the white glove name. Our rates are in line with everybody else. We don't expect anything from you up front. Yet, let's say it is that more luxury side of things.
Sure.
We have the valuation protection that is an option for the customer. We have the ability to do all of our own on-site crating, not outsourcing, doing our own measurements, taking on the full onus and responsibility.
Can you just give a quick description? Because again, I used it, your storage.
Oh, yeah. So our full service storage is incredible. It's state of the art, and it has loading docks of a variety of sizes. So depending if you're coming on a big semi truck and you need something to be hung on to while the new house is being built, or you're doing some renovations, no matter the size of the truck, we're going to be able to facilitate it and quickly offload it. The customers get a detailed inventory. Right. So let's just say that you're in storage for a while. You want your favorite recliner. We can pull it and arrange for delivery or for pickup. And we know exactly, because you're going to reference item 2J, right? It's just that simple. But it is humidity and climate controlled. And unlike self-storage, where it's 10 foot high and 20 foot deep, whoever goes 10 foot higher uses all 20 feet in the width. Nobody. So we adjust these industrial size racks so that we're passing that savings along to the customer and only charging you for the amount of space your items take up and for the amount of time it's there. We own our facility. So we're able to prorate. So you're not committed and locked into a month. When you're ready for delivery, we do 2-week increments, and we already have it, so we can access it and get it done for you pretty quickly.
But I just know my stuff went away. My stuff came back.
Ta-da!
And I didn't have to go rent a self-storage, let alone move stuff into a self-storage.
Right.
So.
And you see, like, some people use the big vault boxes. I mean, one knockover and all the contents inside are questionable. We really believe in our philosophy and how we do it, and it's full service and pretty cost effective.
And then I also want to give you a big shout out. You are always a huge part of the community and involved in probably more community events than I can list or mention.
Busy.
But you are really a wonderful fabric of our community.
Oh, that just made me flutter. Thank you, darling.
So
that's sweet. And right back at you. I mean, your team is out there and they're doing the work, and they are professional.
Well, thank you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely
and they care.
Yeah, they definitely do. So I really appreciate you coming in. And if you guys have any questions about moving, quotes, timelines, anything like that, just reach out. Well, we're going to have their information below. Okay. And if you want to, I will get in trouble if I don't say it. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe. Also, give us a comment, or even if you have a question, there's no dumb questions. Just put it right in the comments, and either myself or Anna will get back with you. So
happily.
Yeah. So thank you guys so much, and I'm looking forward to the next podcast with you guys.
Ta-ta.
Bye.